Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The Walk Around. Grab your popcorn, get some drinks, and enjoy the show. Alrighty, what's up guys, and welcome back for yet another episode of The Walk Around. And today, it's not a returning bike, but we do have one that is basically exactly the same. And guys, this is a 2006 Polaris Trailblazer 250. I almost sneezed there, boy. Sorry about that. This one, guys, is selling for $37,500. So there's two things that I kind of want to touch on here with this bike. That's quite interesting, actually. So first of all, as you guys would, oh no, you wouldn't have heard it. You will hear, but this is a two-stroke. So a two-stroke 250cc quad. Very uncommon, I must say. You know, the only other two-stroke quads that I personally know of are the Blasted 200s and the Banshees. Those crazy Yamaha quad bikes. So very interesting that Polaris, of all brands, is coming out with a two-stroke. Obviously it's old 2006, but yeah, nonetheless guys, super interesting. And the reason I'm at the back here is because you guys will see that it's actually chain driven on the right hand side as opposed to on the left. So yeah, super interesting little quad, guys. And yeah, you will see it's actually got, well, it's semi-automatic. So yeah, we'll also get into that. But yeah, nonetheless guys, we're going to run through it as we always do. We're going to have a look at any sort of modifications / things that I need to bring light to. And then following that, we'll have a look at any sort of damage / things I need to bring light to. And then yeah, we'll give you guys a nice little startup, and that'll pretty much wrap things up over there. So yeah, guys, as I said, it is a two-stroke 250cc. You guys would have seen, as I already showed you, chain drive is on the right hand side, not on the left, which normally it is on the left. And then yeah, it's actually a semi-automatic gearbox. So what that means is that it doesn't have a clutch. However, it does have three modes, should I say. Well, actually two. So you got your neutral, your, well, you know, it's called a high, but let's just call it drive, your neutral, your drive, and your reverse. So yeah, it's very easy to operate up. I say I'll show you guys how it all works with the reverse and starting it and all that sort of stuff, because it actually doesn't have a starter button. But yeah, it's super interesting. It's a lovely little quad. I would definitely say that it's more so directed at like farm use, if I can say that, because a lot of the farmers, they love the semi-autos, they need that reverse. So yeah, definitely, and it's got a lot of ground clearance as well. It's another reason why I think it's definitely more so not directed at the farm use, but it's capable of doing, you know, your farm things. So yeah, but nonetheless guys, I'm gonna jump straight into it. As I've already mentioned, one or two things here and there. We've got an absolutely fresh seat on here. I don't know if we maybe redid this, but yeah, it's looking really nice, I must say. Taking all things into consideration, especially the year. But yeah, you guys will see we've got a brand spanking new sticker kit on here, fully custom made by us, put on by us, which is why you'll see, over here, there's one of those stickers, Dewet&Bikes, and then also up here, Dewet&Bikes. So guys, if you want seat rear upholstery, that's another thing we can do. Seat rear upholstery, sticker kits, grips, the whole 9 yards. We can really do a lot of work for you guys. I mean, you'll see that's our entire accessory section. Got Mr. Vet over there. But yeah, entire accessory section, everything that you could want and more. So yeah, if you guys want to kit your bike out, if you want to buy a bike, if you want to fix a bike, we've got a service center. So yeah, all things bike related, guys, we can help you out, get you sorted, and we can get you on your way. So yeah, and then you guys will see up front, got the dual shocks, and then at the rear, I'm pretty sure it's just the single shock. Yeah, single shock at the rear. So yeah, normally, especially with the bikes, you'll see that we got forks, but with all the quads, you're all running shocks, front and back. On the bikes, you'll see a rear shock. So let me just give you guys an idea of what that looks like. So over here, you'll see there's your rear shock, and then at the front, we've got forks. On this one, shocks at the front, shocks at the back. Well, shock at the back. So yeah, and then obviously headlight up front here, got your oil, and then this is where you put your fuel in and all of that. Also got your choke. Well, those cold morning starts, you got your choke over there. Yeah, guys, I don't think there's actually much more for me to mention. Rear, reverse, or brake lights at the back there. The battery sits just under there, under the fairing, so it's very easily accessible. Yeah, grips aren't new or anything like that. As you'll see, there's no front right brake lever, but here's your foot brake. So this is for your rear brakes, and then that's where your front brakes are, up here on the left on that lever. And yeah, I think that is just about it. Stock exhaust pipe on there, nothing crazy going on. With the 2 strokes, yeah, I would actually just advise that you keep it stock. Just makes things a bit easier, because sometimes, like if you look at these 2 strokes, we don't have any 2 strokes here. Okay, well, never mind. But yeah, on the 2 strokes, you guys have to get like a little bit of a different pipe. Let me actually show you on the BWS 100s. You guys will be able to see. So this is a built BWS, so I'll show you that. But yeah, this is what your stock pipe will look like on a BWS, and then here's like an aftermarket pipe, for example. So yeah, in my opinion, just keep it stock, otherwise you're gonna have to go get some sort of fancy setup more than likely. So yeah, just something to bear in mind there. But yeah, as I always say, guys, personally, the more stock, the better. Just honestly, it's just creates room for error. Oh, my little strappy is coming loose here. Apologies, technical difficulties. Oh, sorry about that, guys. The whole camera mount and everything just came loose. We had some technical difficulties there, but we're back. Yeah, guys, otherwise, I really don't think there's anything else worth me mentioning. There's a lot of dead space there at the front, which is very interesting, but nonetheless, they did put in a bumper there, so yeah, if you run into anything, you're not going to cause any damage to the front of the bike there. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit tired. I'm still recovering from the last 424 race. It was super nice. So yeah, the previous episode is out on the channel if you guys want to go check that out. Next episode will be coming out soon. But yeah, it's just a nice little snazzy little off-road race that we do, which also explains this sort of stuff. Sorry, it's a little bit nasty, but yeah, very much so. Still recovering, but nonetheless, we're almost there, fully recuperated. But yeah, guys, I really don't think there's anything else worth me mentioning. So let's jump into any sort of damage. And I must say, with the previous one, we struggled. We really did struggle to find damage. This one, just a little fairing crack over there and over there. Honestly, not much you can do with all of this bouncing and moving around a lot. It is unfortunately inevitable. And then we'll see over here, I think this is the exhaust shield, yeah. So the exhaust sits right behind there. This has just got a little bit of a crack in it there. So yeah, unfortunately not much we can do about that, guys. Otherwise, rims are looking good on that side. Same with the previous one, as I said, guys, because these wheels are so big, they do an excellent job of looking after those rims, so there's no dents in the rims or anything like that. All of these fairings up front here, pretty snazzy condition. As I always say with the quads, it's quite difficult for these things to get damaged unless you go full tilt and you flip it. So yeah, otherwise very difficult to damage these things, especially the fairings. You will see here on that rear bumper, just a little ding over there. Yeah, again, we're not going to be able to do much about that unless we replace that whole thing, but you know, at the end of the day, we are more so looking for performance affecting damage, and that's sort of the stuff that we'll tackle. Cosmetically, obviously that is one of our other major focuses, but yeah, we really got to just have a look at what makes sense for us and what makes sense for the buyers. Yeah, guys, otherwise just a little fairing crack over there. This side is in pretty good condition compared to the other side. Very interesting to see this. Normally this is all netting, but they've actually made it all metal there. Super nice to see that. A few scuffs here on that side fairing. Otherwise, guys, really, I'm not noticing anything. Axles are looking very good there. I'm just going to have a real good look at this thing for you guys, because the last one we really didn't have a lot to say, which is a good thing, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to miss anything. Is that it's just a little feather. Oh, that's going to annoy me if I see that. Let me just get it out of the way. Just keep it in my pocket. Yeah, guys, really, there's nothing else that I can mention, yeah, no, it's all in solid condition here at the back. Ooh, those brake pads. I know, brake pads are still good. Don't worry about that. Yeah, yeah, guys. I think the guy who had owned the previous one that we did also probably owned this one, purely because I've never actually seen them before. These two Polaris quads are the first quads that I've actually seen that look like this. So, yeah, really nothing major at all. It's just a little bit of cosmetics here and there. So yeah, nonetheless, guys, let me show you how this bad boy works. Now, forgive me. I'm also still kind of figuring it out as we go. So yeah, we just need to make sure it's in neutral. So there's your neutral over there. And then you just turn the key. This is your choke. Pull the choke out, turn the key. There we go. So it is a little bit warm, that's why it's so quiet. I wrote it in here. Here we go, here we go. So not really, it's not like your normal two-stroke. I'm not gonna rev it up, guys. I'm not gonna idle it in here. It's just gonna make it all smoky. But yeah, in terms of reverse, now this has just been explained to me, so forgive me. But your first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna hold your brake, you're gonna pull your brake in, and then you're gonna hold override. Okay, I'm assuming that's overriding the gearbox or something like that. And then you see that lever over there, you're gonna pull it back into reverse, and Bob's your uncle, you can accelerate, bam, 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 and now you can go backwards. Now, it's worth mentioning, when you are reversing, you need to hold this. You need to hold it. So, not 100% sure what the situation is with that, but you need to hold override, and then, you know, your reverse works all nice and lekker, no sort of issues with that. I mean, I pretty much reversed it the whole way in, yeah? So, yeah, super easy, guys. And then obviously when you start it, you just, if you want to go forward, or whatever the case is, go, you know, start riding, boom, just push that forward. You don't need to hold the clutch or brake or anything like that. So, yeah, super easy to operate, nice and user-friendly. Nice and user-friendly for you guys. And, yeah, I must say, somebody actually asked me in one of the previous videos, what sort of age ranges do I recommend for the quads? And it's a bit of a difficult one, guys, you know, because look at it this way, you know, an 8-year-old could, you know, function this bike. They could operate it. They could ride this thing with no issues. Should they? Probably not. Yeah, it's just really difficult for me to say with the quads, guys. I'm really not too experienced on them. You know, I don't want to say, oh, you know, your 12 or 14-year-old can ride this thing, and then something happens, and then you come and say, oh, but you know, that guy from Dewet&Bikes, you know, he said that my son could ride it, and now, you know, I'm not. I really can't make a suggestion with that, guys. I don't want to make a suggestion and then ends up, you know, someone getting hurt. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm really not going to touch on that. With the bikes, I can give you a much better idea. But purely because I haven't ridden this thing, I don't know what sort of power output it has. You know, it is a big quad. It's got a wide wheelbase, so it's not going to flip very easily, and that's where your main risk is. But yeah, unfortunately, guys, I don't really want to touch on that. I don't want to get anyone hurt or anything like that. So yeah, my professional opinion. If I had a kid, I would say 16, maybe 17. You go to a motivator. Caught him there. He's a busy man. You got to catch him when you can. But yeah, guys, honestly, in my opinion, if I had a kid and I was buying them a quad, or buying them this quad in particular, I would say maybe 16, 17. 18 definitely, but yeah, just the main thing, honestly, is like maturity level, and being able to actually just, you know, have the self-control. That's the main thing, guys. But yeah, nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, that's another episode of the walk around. We've got some goodies coming up. We've got some absolute goodies. We got one of my personal bikes coming through. Well, not my bike exactly, but a bike that I have. So very excited about that. That's going to be a nice long episode. But yeah, guys, that's it from me today. If you have any sort of questions, just drop it down there in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, guys, that's it from me today. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys all in the next episode. Peace.